Okay, so welcome to my LinkedIn webinar today. I will be talking about how to set up a powerful LinkedIn profile. So basically, the good thing about this is that you can, really generate leads for your LinkedIn through your LinkedIn for your business. So we'll make a start now. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll share my screen. All right, great. Where are we? Slideshow. Perfect. So a little bit about myself. So my background is PR and journalism. I have Savvy Creations PR as well as Perth copywriting, business consultant, and really have worked predominantly in the social media space, helping businesses like your business as well really generate leads for their business through LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Obviously, today's webinar is on LinkedIn. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how do I create a powerful LinkedIn profile. So what do you need to do in order to really stand out? What content you should be using to maximize your exposure on LinkedIn, how to position yourself as an authority, how to write effectively, and so on. So there's quite a bit that we have to get through. And obviously, if you do have any questions or anything like that, you can obviously reach out to me after the webinar. But hopefully you'll be able to learn a few tips and tricks on how to use LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, it's a social networking site really designed for the business community. It's the #1 business-to-business platform. So it is a really great way to, position yourself as an authority and to generate leads for yourself and your business, in particular if your ideal target market is other business owners. So let's talk a little bit now about how to actually create a powerful LinkedIn profile. So what steps do you need to take in order to create a powerful LinkedIn profile? So what I'm going to do in this instance here is I'm going to go back to my personal LinkedIn profile and just talk you through a few bits and pieces that need to be done in order to, have a powerful LinkedIn profile for yourself. So I'll just get out of that now. Great, so I'll share my screen with you now. So here we have my LinkedIn profile. And, I always say first impressions are lasting impressions. So when people find you online and this is the first thing they see, you want to make sure that it's up to date and it's on par with your business. Now, one of the main things today is that when someone Googles your business or your name, the very first thing that shows up on Google is actually your LinkedIn profile. So think about that, right? You might get recommended by someone. You might get referred by someone. The very first thing that most people do today is they actually Google you. They search you. They look at you and your business and all the rest. So you really want to make sure that your LinkedIn is up to date, up to scratch, in order for you to have the best impressions on your potential clients. So a few bits and pieces here. Now, I just want to keep in mind that this webinar is, I'm basing it obviously on a desktop. So it does differ a little bit on your mobile compared to your desktop, but this is for the desktop version. And it's also the free version. And the reason I have the free version is because 95% of clients that I consult have the free version. So I don't really want them to feel like, oh, she can do that, but I can't do that because I don't have the premium account. So the premium account is really good. I do recommend that for people that are in recruitment, if you're really messaging heaps and heaps of people. But other than that, the free one is just as good. Okay, so what have I got here? We'll start at the top and go on our way down. The very first thing I have here is my cover photo. Right, so you can see here my cover photo, it's got my logo. The best way to update your cover photo is to click on this little pencil here and you can click change photo or apply. Okay, now this is for me free real estate for your business. The amount of times I see people's LinkedIn profiles and that's completely blank and I'm like, this is This is like you're driving and you've got this billboard to promote your business and you're not maximizing that billboard. So think about your LinkedIn cover as your business billboard. What are you going to put on there? So for me, I've just kept it really nice and simple. I've just got my business name on there and I've got a photo of me. You can change it from time to time. I'll show you my company page quickly so you can see. Actually, no, my company one's a bit different, but I'll give you an example of another one. Now, this is for a company profile, right? For a company profile, it can be a little bit different, but for your personal profile, it's something that's representative of your personal business. Okay, so right now I'm showing you how to make a personal profile. I will show you later on how to create a company profile as well, because similar to Facebook, you have your personal and then you have your business. Right? Most people on LinkedIn connect with the person rather than the business, but they follow the business page. So it's still important to have a really good business page in order to, have the credibility, the authority, the brand awareness, and all that kind of stuff. But most people will still connect with you on your personal one. So, cover photo. A really great tool that you can use for your cover photo is called Canva, C-A-N-V-A. If you're not familiar with Canva, it's basically what I call a graphic design tool for non-graphic designers. And it's really a platform where you can jump on there and create all sorts of great templates that you can use for your cover photos, your posts, your videos, presentations, you name it. So depending on how we go with time, if we have enough time at the end, I might delve into the world of Canva. If not, I'll probably have another webinar that I can do just on Canva. But Canva is a great tool where you can go in and design a beautiful cover photo for both your personal and your business profile. Okay. The second thing is your profile picture. You need to make sure that your profile picture is up to date, that it's professional, that it's corporate-y. It doesn't have to be completely corporate, but it's still, if we think about LinkedIn, it is more of a professional platform. Therefore, your profile picture needs to reflect that. So this is a profile picture that I have. I always say to people, make sure you're facing the camera, no photos from your wedding, no selfies, no photos with sunnies, and all the rest. So you need to make sure that it is as professional as possible in order for people to really take you seriously as well. Then I've got down here, Sandra Tricoli, PR and social media strategist. Now, I've actually made my title, PR and social media strategist. I've actually made my title my last name. And the reason I've done that is because when I post something or when I comment on someone's profile or a post, or when someone tags me, I don't come up just to Sandra Tricoli, I come up as Sandra Tricoli, PR and social media strategist. So it's quite a bit more powerful and it gives people straight away, an idea in terms of what I do. There could be a million Sandra Tricolis out there. That could be lawyers, accountants, PR, you name it. So for me, it's important to put a little, feel of what I do in my title, so it's bold and people can actually see it. So in order to do that, you click on this little pencil here. Okay, name, and then I've made my last name, Tricoli -PR and social media strategist. Okay, now here there is, you can use the pronouns if you like, then my headline, my current position. So you basically just follow the prompts. You go, where you live, well, not your home address, but in terms of, Perth, industry, public relations. You can put all your contact information here. So where I've got a pencil there, you've got your phone number, your company, your home. You can put your address in there if you like, if it's an office address, and apply. And once you click apply, boom, that's all done. That updates all of that information there, which is really important. Now you can see here it's got talks about Perth, business, marketing, social media. LinkedIn generates that by itself because they are the hashtags that I use mostly in my posts. So when you are posting on LinkedIn, make sure you do incorporate some hashtags that are relevant to your industry and also to the content that you're sharing. The reason being is you're positioning yourself as an authority, and you can see that these hashtags are then linked to your content. So let's say you're an accountant, or you're a business owner, or you're a painter, or you're a lawyer, whatever it is, you want to make sure that some of those hashtags are aligned with your post, right? Because people will then find you. So let's say someone's looking for social media, right? Or social media Perth or Perth business. because I use these hashtags often, my content and my business will be a lot more easier to find than someone that doesn't use that at all. So do make sure that you use hashtags in your posts. Okay. Now, the next step is here. It's got providing services. Now, you can update this. Right? I've got, click on the pencil. You'll see there's a pencil everywhere. And you can put up to, I think it's 3, 6, 9, 12. I'm not sure if I can put any more. I think you can have 12 services that you provide. So once again, it helps people find you. So imagine if you're, someone's trying to look for social media or marketing or accounting or whatever it is that you offer. By having these services in my profile, people are then going to find me opposed to not being able to find me. So really, really important to do that as well. Update your services. The good thing is you can always edit, change, update, delete, and all the rest. So whatever, it's not set in stone. Okay, so cover photo, we've got the profile picture, we've got the title, we've got what I do, we've got my contact information here, and we've got my services. That's really the very top part of your LinkedIn profile. It's the very first thing that people are actually going to see when they click onto your profile from Google or if you've been referred to them. Okay, then we scroll a little bit further down. Now, as you scroll further down, these are the posts that you feature on your profile. So what do I mean by feature? You can only feature something that you've already posted. So if you have posted something and it's had good interaction, it's had lots of comments, lots of likes, and you feel like, you know what, this post is really well aligned with my business and with what I do, then you can feature that. And by featuring a post, it gets positioned here on your home page of your LinkedIn and it becomes one of your top posts. So you can see here, I've got quite a few featured ones, but my top 3, the most recent ones, are the ones that are going to be featured first. So just as an example, I'll show you now. I'll feature one of my posts now so you can see that it will get bumped to the front and these ones will move down. If, for example, you've created one and you've posted one or featured something and you go, you know what, this is no longer, I don't like this anymore being on my home profile, you can always click on this good old little pencil there, which will take you to all the photos you've got featured, and you just simply click on remove from featured and that will no longer be on your home page. Okay? So I'm just going to show you as an example of how to actually feature something. So I'm going to scroll down here. Where it says activity, this showcases activity, what I've posted, what I've liked, if I've done any articles. So I'm going to scroll down to where it says see all activity, right? Click on that. Here it's got all activity. If I've liked something, if I've commented or anything like that, then it's got all my articles, all my posts, and all my documents. Now I'm going to click on posts because I'm going to feature a post. Okay, so I did this post a couple of days ago, right? And it has had 2,500 views, right? So I think that's not bad. So in order for me to feature this post, I click on this little 3 dots here, 1, 2, 3. I click on feature on top of profile and it's done, right? So in order to go back to my homepage, I'm just going to click on the me icon here, view profile. And if I scroll down, ta-da, there it is. It's been featured right there. Okay, so that is how you can keep your content updated and also relevant. You know, you want to feature something, I would say once a month at least, you can have a new feature. So it's just really keeping people up to date with what's going on in your business. Okay, so I go down to activity. I've got 10,407 followers, which is fantastic. I click on see all activity. Like I mentioned before, it showcases all my posts, all my activity and everything and anything. Then we get down to the about section, right? Now, your about section needs to be written in first person. So it's not, you know, Sandra Tricoli is, it's I am. So make sure that you include in your about section about yourself, about your experience, about why you do what you do, potentially about some clients you've worked with. So you've got about 2,200 characters that you can utilize in the about section. So try and make sure to utilize as many of those characters as possible, but also importantly, remember to incorporate keywords in there, such as social media, accounting, law, recruitment, whatever your business is or whatever your specialty or services are. try and incorporate those into these into the about section. And the reason being is, once again, if people are searching for your services, you were a lot easier to be found if you've already incorporated those keywords into your about section, rather than if you haven't. So definitely needs to be written in first person. So for example, here I've got, I am an accomplished PR and marketing specialist with a strong passion for roles that combine strategy, marketing, digital communication, and business transformation. With over a decade of experience orchestrating all facets of high impact PR, social media management, marketing, and so on and so forth. Right, so you get the idea. Feel free to have a look at mine. If you do need any further help, you can always book in for an advisory session as well through the ASBAS program, which is fantastic, and I can help you with your LinkedIn profile as well. The one thing I do always say to people is, don't be afraid to inject a little bit of personality in your content either, because people buy people before people buy things. So be yourself, be authentic, and feel free to inject a bit of, do you like a footy team? Do you have children? Do you like traveling? Do you like, what do you do? Something like a little bit about you outside of work is a really nice touch to have in your LinkedIn profile. Then we have your experience. Right, so the next thing we have in your LinkedIn is your experience. Now, I get asked the question a lot, how far back do I go with my experience? Or I've done something completely different in my past life, career-wise, and now I'm doing something completely different. And the answer is, honestly, it's up to you, what you feel comfortable with. So, for me, I've got Savvy Creations, which I've been doing now for quite a while. And then I worked at Business News as well years ago. So I've got the last three. If you've been, depending on how long you've been in the industry, if you weren't at a position for too long, then you don't necessarily need to include that. So very similar to your CV. Think about, if I was to apply for another job, what would I put on there? And if you've had a job and you're only there for 3 weeks, probably not a good idea to put that, unless it was a great contract role or something like that. So definitely add a little bit about what you've done in each role, and very important, always link it to the business page. So many of you who are watching the webinar today have your own business. So make sure you have a company page for your business that you can then link your experience to your business page. It's also a lot easier for people to go directly to your company page if you've linked it to your personal experience. So as an example, I click on this little thing here, and ta-da, it takes me to my business page. So the same thing, it's going to, that's my company page there, okay? So always link it to that, and I'll show you how to do that once I've finished with the personal profile. So just to quickly recap, we'll go down a bit further and then I'll do a recap. Okay, so about experience, and then under experience, we have skills and endorsements. Okay, so skills and endorsements, you can add up to 50 skills. So if someone was looking for your service or your business, what do you think they're looking for? Are they looking for marketing, strategic planning, management, social media, accounting, bookkeeping, real estate, construction? What are the key words that are most aligned with what you do? But also, what are your top skills? So as you get clear on what your top skills are, you then add those new skills by simply clicking on this little pencil here. And as you have these skills, people, happy clients, people you're connected with, will then endorse you. And the one that is endorsed the most will then become your top skill. So as you can see here, I've been endorsed 91 times for marketing strategy, which is really fantastic. So, I can click on add a new skill. I've reached the maximum. So if I click on here, okay. I want to delete a skill. If I want to delete a skill, so let's say I click on this pencil, right? And I say, you know what? Sales, marketing, business strategy, project management. Let's delete project management, project planning, business planning. So it's social media optimization, blah, blah, blah. Yep, okay, done. Let's save that, save, okay. And then that will now update my skills. So if there's some that you're like, you know what, that doesn't really align with me anymore, then you can definitely delete them and update other ones, right? So get out of that. Cool. So, and then you can add new ones. So for example, I didn't see on their LinkedIn, so I should definitely add LinkedIn as one of my skills. Okay. And last of all, we've got the recommendations. So recommendations, it's basically like a snapshot of testimonials from clients or people you've worked with. So there's two ways that you can get recommendations. One way is if people go, oh, I'm going to write a recommendation for, you know, this person because I had a really great experience and all the rest. The other way is you can actually send them a recommendation request. And by doing that, you then, I guess, nudge them a little bit, because let's be honest, most people are really busy. So it's a lot easier if you just go, you know what, I'm just going to ask them for a recommendation rather than me trying to, you know, sit and wait for someone. So for example, I've got 35 recommendations. Probably about 20 of those, I just said, you know, I knew they were happy with my service. So I clicked ask for a recommendation. Okay. Who do you want to ask? You then write the name of the person you want to ask. Okay, I know this is a client of mine. I click on select relationship. She was a client of mine. My position at the time was there. Click on next and you say, hi, could you please write me a recommendation? And you can edit this when you get a moment. Okay. Kind regards, Sandra. Okay. I click send. Now that client is going to get a message in their inbox that's going to say, Sandra has requested that you write a recommendation. She then writes the recommendation if she wants to, and if I'm happy with that recommendation, I approve it and it goes onto my profile, and that's it. And then people can read that. If someone wants to hire me or work with me, they can read all the recommendations, and if they're quite consistently good and people are saying a similar thing, then it really, I guess, increases the confidence in people wanting to reach out to you and wanting to work with you. Okay, so I'm just going to do a really quick recap of the homepage and then I'll get onto the company page. So step 1, cover photo, update that in Canva. Step 2, profile picture. Step 3, your name, last name and your title. Now, if you don't feel comfortable with putting your title as your last name, you don't have to. I've just done it because I've seen it works better and it's more prominent in the news feeds. Okay. Step 4, we click onto the providing services section where it's got the little pencil there, and you just update the top services that you provide. Okay, then we scroll down. Step 5, featured. So you can't feature something unless you've already posted it. So if you're sitting here and going, well, Sandra, I don't post, I don't know what to post. How am I going to feature something? Don't feature anything until you've already posted something. And I'm going to go through some content ideas. So only feature stuff if you've posted it. Okay, then we scroll down, that's my activity. Then we have the about section. This is where you write first person. You've got 2,200 characters, and out of those 2,200 characters, make sure you incorporate some keywords, a little bit about what you do, why you love what you do, and don't be afraid to inject some personality into that. Okay, then we've got the experience. Make sure you link your experience to the company pages of where you worked or where you're currently working, right? And last of all, we've got your skills and endorsements. So update your skills and endorsements, clean them up every now and then. If you go, well, you know what, these skills are no longer relevant, or they're not my top skills, I believe these are. All you need to do is click on these good old pencils that are all over LinkedIn and edit them. And last but not least, the recommendations. So try and ask for 1 or 2 a month. I know it seems like, oh, I feel weird asking people, but it's really not, because if you're doing a good job and people are satisfied with your service, they are more than happy to go out of their way and write a recommendation. So I highly recommend that. And that is really your home page. So that's probably 15% of LinkedIn success. It's having a strong, powerful brand, a personal profile, because if your profile isn't good, but your posts are really good, it's still going to take away some points from people wanting to reach out to you. So you do need to make sure that all of it is well aligned. So that's the first thing. The second thing now is about how do we create a company page, right? You might have a business, you might have started a business and whatnot. So what you want to do is create a business page or a company page. In order to do that, you click on the work icon in the top right-hand corner. You scroll down to here where it says create a company page. Click on that. You click on the size of your company or business. So I'm going to click on small business because it's got fewer than 200 employees. And you basically follow the prompt. So you put your name, the LinkedIn URL, the website, upload a profile picture. I verify that I am authorized representative of the organization, and then you click create page. Now, all you then need to do is click on refresh. So you refresh it at the top. And in order to access your company page, all you need to do is click on the me icon here, and where it says here, manage company. Now, I have a lot of company pages because I manage social media for people. So that's why I have like 20 different accounts here. But generally speaking, you'll have 1 or 2, depending on how many businesses. So I have here company, the top one, my company, click on that, and boom, that takes me to my company page. Okay, and if I want to post something on here, I can do so by just clicking once again the little pencil. You see these little pencils all around there, edit page, and all the rest. Okay, so I will be having a LinkedIn workshop that does go into a bit more detail with, you know, what kind of how to set it up, but that's just a really quick little snapshot to show you how to do that. Quickly get out of that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to the presentation just to make sure I haven't forgotten to mention anything. So how to create a profile, we've touched on that. Your summary, your skills. Okay. Okay, done. Ask for recommendations. All right, so now once you've got a good LinkedIn profile, you've set up your profile picture, you've got a beautiful cover photo, all your skills are up to date, you've got recommendations, then it's time to really start posting and generating some leads for your business. So some content LinkedIn ideas. Now with LinkedIn, and like any social media platform now, it's getting harder and harder to capture people's attention, right? Because I know when I'm on my phone, I'll scroll and I'll go, oh, that's interesting. And I'll just keep scrolling. We're just all scrolling today. So what stops people from scrolling and really paying attention? Because it's getting harder and harder to make noise. It's getting harder and harder to get people to stop and notice what you want to say, because there's just so much happening out there. So the secret is to have content that is a mixture of content. Right, so I know that whenever there's a photo of a person in a post, it will always get higher interaction than if you just post, you know, I don't know, a Shutterstock photo. So every now and then, yes, you will need Shutterstock photos to fill in the gaps, because let's be honest, we don't have a zillion photos of ourselves in order to, you know, post every single day. But you do want to make sure that a good percentage of your posts, especially on your personal page, is you're in it, you're talking, you're communicating, you're showcasing what's happening in your organization. Social media is a reality TV of our business. That's the best way that I look at it, right? So if we talk about reality TV, the classy reality TV, it's really showcasing people behind the scenes of what's happening in your day-to-day lives. Have you won an award? Have you been nominated for an award? Do you have a project you're working on? Do you have a client testimonial? Do you have some information to share? You know, so it's really a combination of things. And my, I guess, equation for content on social media is that 80% needs to be educational, inspirational, conversational, and 20% needs to be promotional, such as if you would like more information, reach out to me and all that kind of stuff. But really a big chunk of your content is about educating, it's about inspiring, it's about sharing, and it's really about positioning you as an authority. In order to position yourself as an authority in your industry, you need to share information, you need to share education, you need to show people how you can help them, right? So when you're thinking about content, think to yourself, am I being inspirational? Am I creating conversation? And am I showcasing education, or, you know, sharing educational content? And really 80% of your content needs to be covering that. So when it comes to posting, as you can see here on LinkedIn, there's a variety of things you can post. You can post a photo, a video, you can write an article, a job, obviously, if you're hiring. So the key is to really mix it up. Try and not always have photo. You want to say, okay, I'm going to do a photo, I'm going to do a video, I want to do a document. You can even do documents on LinkedIn now. So the more variety of content, the more likely people will stay engaged, because it's something fresh, right? Now, in terms of what to post and content to post, there's my 80-20 rule. All right, so here we go. I've got here you can ask a question as well. So on LinkedIn, you can run a poll. So you can say something like, is Mark McGowan being too strict with the COVID lockdowns, or something like that. If you want to create a lot of traction and a lot of conversation on your LinkedIn, you can say something like that. Generally speaking, though, you want to keep it more aligned with your business. So here are some, I guess, ideas in terms of what to share, because I think it happens to the best of us. We get confused. Oh my God, what do I post today? It's been 4 days, I haven't posted. So what you need to do is, I always say it's test, trial, measure. The main thing you need to identify is, what are my key objectives with posting on social media, right? Because that's going to assist you. So key objectives for most people are building brand awareness, positioning yourself as an authority, and generating leads for your business. Right. So think about that. It's about positioning yourself as a leader, getting leads, and brand awareness. So every post you do, it needs to meet one of those objectives. So here is some content ideas for you to share if you get stuck. So professional expertise and experiences. This can be your personal experiences and expertise, or you can share something from, you might have seen something on YouTube, you might have received a newsletter, and you're like, wow, this is great content. You can then take parts of that and share that as well. You can showcase your capabilities. So once again, depending on who your clients are or what business and services you offer, but let's say you're a builder, you're going to show your projects and your final product, because that is going to showcase people your capabilities. And by doing that, people will go, wow, these people are really good at what they do. Let's ring them. Let's have a chat with them. Testimonials, obviously, is a great one. So you can, once again, Canva is a really good platform to use to create branded content. And so you can literally copy and paste a testimonial or a recommendation from a client into a Canva template, and you can just put their name under there. So once again, that can be a piece of content, a testimonial. A tip of the week. So you can say, okay, every Tuesday, I'm going to do a tip of the week. Share an article, share your blog. You can do a live video if you're not afraid to. This is obviously on your LinkedIn on your phone. You can click live and you can actually do a live video. You can interview an industry leader. A lot of people feel funny about doing video on their own. They feel more comfortable sharing the spotlight with someone. So I'll give you an example. I did one a while ago, and it was really well received. I'm in the social media space, but I thought, how can I interview someone who's in a similar field, not a similar field, but kind of we share the same demographic. And I interviewed a social media lawyer. So he specialized in like defamation and social media. And it was extremely topical, because a lot of people, when it comes to social media, they're not sure what they can and can't post from a legal perspective. So it was really good to get him to share his insights and talk about social and, the movement of social and what you can and can't post and what's regarded as defamation and all that. So that was an industry expert who really complemented what I do. So this is something you can think about. You can go, what do I do, and how can I, is there a strategic partner I can really speak to or interview for this content? Do a short video. You can do a poll, user-generated content, case studies, helpful how-to content, an award you've won, a project you've completed, a project you're working on. Tell a story, ask a question, share something motivational. One of my most successful posts I've ever done went completely viral, had nothing to do with marketing at all. It was literally a motivational post. And I think I've got it in a few slides. And the ironic thing is that I had more leads through this post than I did through all my other posts, which I found extremely ironic. But it just goes to show that, people connect with people, people connect with emotion. So where possible, try and inject some emotion. And I know sometimes you might think, well, Sandra, I'm not going to put all my dirty laundry and what I feel and all that kind of stuff on LinkedIn. But it's not about that. It's about tapping into other people's emotions and what really gets people to relate to you. Because when people relate to you and they feel like you understand them, then that's when the real magic can happen. Another amazing tool that I have discovered is called Answer the Public. Now, I'm just going to quickly show you why this is fantastic. So I'm just going to stop the share. Okay. And then I'm going to go quickly back to here. Start a new share. So what is Answer the Public? Answer the Public, it's a tool where it showcases you what people are searching for on Google. All right, so let me scroll down here. Okay, I'm going to type in AFL because it's quite topical, right? It can be anything, AFL Grand Final, right? Now, I'm going to see what are people Googling today about the AFL Grand Final. But obviously, I need to change the location to Perth. So I click there and I go up, up, up. Because I'm pretty sure it'll be a different conversation in Australia as it will be somewhere else. Okay, so I click on Australia, English, search. Okay, now with the free, so there's with Answer the Public, you can have a free version, you can have a paid version. The free one, I think you can only have 2 searches a day. So just be mindful, don't go on a searching frenzy. Awesome. So let's have a look at the questions that people are asking about the AFL Grand Final. Are AFL Grand Final tickets sold out? How much are AFL Grand Final tickets? How to watch the AFL Final? What time the AFL Grand Final is? Why AFL Grand Final at night? Someone over East obviously saying that. Who won AFL Grand Final in 2017? Is AFL Grand Final a public holiday? Right, so it's literally giving you the who, what, why, where, which, and all the rest off that key word or key phrase. And then at the top, you've got questions, prepositions, and comparisons. I wonder why. I reckon in the comparisons, it will be like, why Perth, not Melbourne? AFL Grand Final, Richmond versus Geelong. AFL Grand Final, Marty and Michael. So you've got a few here, comparisons, questions, and prepositions. So it's a really good way. You know, I always say to influence someone, you need to know what influences them and you need to enter their conversations that they're having in their mind. So what better way to enter the conversations and the questions of your target market than actually jumping onto Answer the Public and going, oh my God, this is great. Because by looking at this content, it would generate some ideas, whether it's blogs or live videos or posts or whatever it is. It's a really good little tool that you can use. So that's just Answer the Public. So I'll go back quickly to the other presentation now. Okay, so that was Answer the Public. So a really good tool, but do keep in mind you can only have, I think, 2 or 3 searches a day for free. And I'm not sure how much it is to pay for it. It's probably not that much, but you know, if you use it wisely, you won't have to pay for it. As well as sharing posts and blogs and all the rest, I highly recommend that maybe once every few weeks or once a month you write an article on your LinkedIn. Now, there was I guess there was some analysis done around, you know, which topics and which blogs and which articles received the highest opening rate. And it shows us here that the blogs and the articles that received the highest opening rate by readers was the future of. So think about how you can incorporate these words or these, I guess, captions into your blogs and your newsletters and your, you know, your articles on LinkedIn and even your posts. So you could say something like the future of social media, the future of accounting, the future of IT, the future of COVID-19, the future of whatever it is, right? Or X ways to. So you can say 5 ways to generate more leads for your business, 5 ways to, you know, win the perfect clients, 5 ways to whatever. So these BuzzSumo analyzed, they did 10 million articles to find out, I think it was 10 million. BuzzSumo, yeah, 10 million articles to analyze to see which ones resonated the most. So out of 10 million articles, data has shown that these are the ones that had the most opening rates, which I think is quite cool, because if you're struggling to go, oh God, what do I write about today? Ta-da, here's some opening sentences for you, which will help you. Okay. Now, where to find videos and images for LinkedIn? So like I said before, you know, the biggest pain points I think people have today when it comes to social is I don't know what to post, I don't have images to post, and I don't have time to post. They're the 3 pain points. I don't have photos, I don't know what the hell to post, and I really, do you know what? I don't have time. That's what I hear all the time. So It's about creating a bit of a strategy. And what you'll find is the more you actually do it, the easier it will become, because you'll start to realize, hey, this is what's resonating with people. And also you'll start to feel more comfortable in your skin to post, to have that brand voice. And it takes a while sometimes to get that. But once you've got it, it's a lot easier. I do recommend every 6 to 12 months that you do get a professional photo shoot as well. And the reason is you do want to have some nice marketing collateral that you can use. So, you know, every 6 to 12 months, get yourself a photographer and get some really beautiful professional photos for your socials, for your website, for your marketing collateral, brochures and all the rest. But in between those, you know, professional photos, we still need some photos that we can fill in the spaces and the blanks. So these are some platforms where you can find free images. Now, a lot of them have like a free kind of version and a paid version. Obviously with paid, it's more premium. You're going to get more access to more images and videos and all the rest. But definitely, you know, the one that I use a lot is Unsplash. You've got Pixabay, you've got, you know, StockSnap, Raw Pixel, heaps of photos that you can use. So my advice to you would be, you know, identify what are the core images and photos that you need for your marketing and your business and your socials and all the rest, and then put them aside, go through all these platforms and choose 50 to 100 images, put them in a gallery, call it a social media gallery, and you've got your photos there. So between these photos, between photos that you get professionally done, and between photos of you out and about, or you winning awards, or, you know, you at a function or a networking event or anything like that, there's a good chunk of content for you to use. Okay. These are some caption tricks for your social media posts. So, for example, you want to make the biggest impact in your opening sentence. You can use capital letters. So it could be like, you know, what I have found, because obviously I do this for a living, so I'm always analysing and I'm always scrolling and thinking, oh, what made me stop and read this, and what made me scroll past that. So the things that I have come to realise is that the ones that really keep you, I guess, focused is the one that or I guess engaged with the post is the ones that have the biggest impact up front, but then they keep you going. It's like a story, like, you know, something I wish I'd knew when I was 20, right? It could be the opening, and then it's like you get in and you get involved and you read the story. Now, not every single post you do is obviously going to be a story, but try and make sure that the biggest impact is in the opening sentence, because if it's not, people just keep scrolling, and we don't want that. And also, a little side note with LinkedIn is the very first hour of your LinkedIn post is the most crucial, because if you don't get good engagement on LinkedIn within your first hour, what that does, it signals to LinkedIn, you know what, this post isn't doing that well, we're just going to keep it going. So you really want to make sure that the first hour of your post is good and is getting read and it's stopping people, and what happens is, if the first hour is getting a good response, it actually becomes a trending post, and when it becomes a trending post, your connections will actually get a little alert or notification saying, you know, Sandra Tricoli's post is now trending. And what that does, it brings more and more people. So a post that might have not been seen by as many people, if in the first hour it has become trending, it's actually going to notify people, and they'll jump onto you and go, oh, what's trending, we want to see. So it's going to generate more and more, and that's obviously what's happened with some of my ones that I did before that got, you know, lots and lots of likes and all the rest. So just keep that in mind, that, you know, and not every single post you do is going to be trending, but really the key is to keep people engaged. Oh, and also at the bottom here, I've got to have a list of hashtags. So hashtags, like I showed you earlier on, it's really important to have hashtags that are relevant to your business, as well as to the post, as well as to your demographics. So on average, I have about 5 to 8 hashtags at the bottom of each post. So I'll have like social media Perth, social media advice, Perth businesses. And the reason I put Perth businesses is because very likely other Perth businesses are going to be following that hashtag. So the reason you put hashtags into your posts is because your post can pop up on other people's news feeds, even if you're not connected to them, but they are following that hashtag. So let's say someone's following the hashtag coffee, and I put coffee in my post.
I will still pop up on their newsfeed because they're following coffee, but they're not following Sandra Tricoli. So it's a really good way of, I guess, increasing the engagement and increasing the reach of your content. So really, really important. And mix it up. You know, you don't always have the same one: social, marketing, business, da-da-da. Try and mix it up as well so you do reach new targets or new target markets. Okay, these are some really good tools for like videos. If you do want to do some videos, I will be honest, I use my iPhone a lot for social media. I bought a tripod from Kmart. It was something like $50, $60. You can get a remote. So, you know, and you just literally put your phone on the tripod and you click record and stop. With videos, I would say try and keep them to about 60 seconds, purely because people's attention span is quite low now because there's so much noise. So if you can try and capture as much as you can in 60 seconds to 2 minutes, you will find that it will get higher reach. Okay. Just going to jump a little bit here to content. So how to write content. So when we're writing on social media, and in fact, this is actually quite relevant for all communication, not just social, but you really want to write as if you're speaking to just one other person, right? So when you write on Facebook or Instagram, or write as if you're speaking to just one other person. You know, don't say something like, hey everybody, hope you're great. And you can if you really want to, but really the way you want to position is that you're talking to just that one other person, because if you do, that's when people will connect with you. So obviously, I'm sure you've heard of Warren Buffett, and he actually won an award in 2004 for his writing skills. And they said to him, you know, why did you win? Like, what's so good about your writing skills? And he said that his secret is that he doesn't write, he speaks. When writing, I pretend that I'm talking to my sister. I just start with, Dear Doris. And that's the key to all good sales copywriting. Imagine that you're speaking to just one other person. Okay. This is an example of the Apple Corporation, an example of good copy. So in a single piece of iPhone copy, they use the word iPhone 81 times, the word Apple 26 times, another 26 times, but the words you and your are used over 100 times. So when you are writing posts and content, try and say you, your, you know, rather than saying, hey, everyone, because yes, you are speaking to thousands of people potentially, but you really want them to feel like you're speaking to just them. So you remember before me saying that one of my posts that was the most highly, I guess, liked and commented post that I've ever done is this one. And this received 161,000 views. It had, and you can see here where the arrows are, it had 3,650 likes. It had like, I think about 600 shares. I actually shared this about 1.5 years ago. And till this day, I still get comments on it. I still get people commenting and sharing it. And I'm like, wow, where has this watch gone? So I'll just quickly read it to you because I want to show you how emotion connects people. My father said to me, this is a watch that your grandfather gave me, and it is more than 200 years old, and I want you to have it. But before I give it to you, take it to the watch shop and tell him you want to sell it and see how much he offers you. I went, then came back to my father and said, the watchmaker offered me £5 because it's old. My father then said to me, go to the coffee shop and tell them you want to sell it and see how much he offers you. I went and came back and said, he offered me £5, father. My father then said to me, go to the museum and show them the watch and tell them you want to sell it and see how much he offers you. I went, then came back and said to my father, they offered me $1 million for this watch. My father said, I wanted to let you know that the right place values you in the right way. Don't put yourself in the wrong place and then get angry if you're not valued. Those that know your value are those that appreciate you. Don't stay in a place where nobody sees your value. Right? So this post just went ballistic. And I really sat down. I thought, what made this go so viral? Because it did, it went completely viral. And it was that a lot of people could relate to this. It was that feeling of value and all the rest. And, you know, it had nothing to do with marketing. It was a human post. It was a real human post. And that really got the most likes, the most comments, and surprisingly, a lot of people reaching out to me saying, we love how your content's different. And it's, you know, so don't be afraid to insert and, you know, use posts like this in your content, in your strategy, in your posts. Okay. So let's have a look. I'm going to quickly jump. So there's a few things there which I won't talk about too much today, as we won't have time, but I'm going to talk about what hashtags to use. So, you know, I've said hashtags. I'm using about 5 to 8 per post, but you might want to use 1 or 2 that are really highly searched for, right? So the ones that have the highest reach are innovation, management, digital marketing, technology, entrepreneurship, social media, blah, blah, blah. So I've got here a list of the highest trending hashtags. So what you can do is actually use maybe 2 or 3 of these ones in alongside the other ones that are relevant to your post. So let's say you're in construction or real estate or mining or whatever, try and use 1 or 2 of these posts as well as the other hashtags can have relevance to your industry. Okay, how often to be posting and what times? I always say quality over quantity. I would rather you post 1 or 2 times and do them really well than post 6 times just for the sake of it. I do find the LinkedIn demographic does like quality content. So make sure that it is good content and focus on it being structured well, a good photo, you know, the caption is good, you've got hashtags. So yeah, post 2 to 4 times a week. Post in the morning earn the highest engagement. Tuesday through to Thursday gets the highest engagement in terms of days. And also make sure that you engage with and respond to other people's comments. So if someone has actually, you know, commented, if you've posted something and someone's written, great post, you always like that response. But if you comment on that post that someone has written, great post, what that does, it pushes your algorithm up as well. So the more activity around any given post, the more it will stay on a news feed and the more interaction it will get. And most importantly, it will be viewed a lot more. So please make sure that if anyone ever does comment on a post, take 2 seconds of your time to either like it or better yet, like it and then respond. It can be something as simple as thank you so much for the comment, or yes, I agree, or whatever it is. But you will notice the more comments in any given post, it will just automatically keep boosting it and boosting it, because what that does, it signals to LinkedIn, hey, this must be a really good post. It's creating conversation. That's what we want. We want conversation on social media. So please make sure you do that. So just a really quick recap, LinkedIn success. Update your LinkedIn. Make sure that a good percentage of your connections are your target market. Post regularly and interact with other people. So as well as responding to comments on your personal profile, make sure you spend at least 5 minutes a day liking and commenting on other people's profiles, because that once again is going to familiarize your connections with you. So then when you do connect with them, if you do reach out to them and all the rest, they're a lot more likely to respond to you because they feel familiar to you. There's nothing worse than just a, you know, cold call of, hey, you know, let's go for coffee and talk about your business. We don't want that. We want people to feel familiar with you because they're a lot more likely to interact, respond, and want to do business with you. So that brings me to the end of today's webinar. I hope you have enjoyed it. And if you do need any further help or assistance with LinkedIn and getting your business to the next level, please let me know. You can definitely see me through the ASBAS program. Otherwise, wishing you an absolutely lovely day ahead. And yeah, hopefully we'll be connected on LinkedIn and I can see what you're up to. So take care for now and I'll chat to you soon. Bye.